Entry 3. Maintenance is an ugly word. People imagine ceremony, ritual, something picturesque. The truth is janitorial and clinical. A city tolerates a certain level of entropy. My work is to restore it to the state the city prefers to believe it was always in. Tidy, plausible, unquestioned. I select victims like a conservator selects specimens to be preserved. Not cruelly, there is too much vanity in that word, but with the cold arithmetic of a ledger. Who takes the same bus at the same time? Who eats at the same counter? Where does predictability congregate? These are my charts. My pleasure, when there used to be pleasure, came from observing how well the system worked when you removed one element of it. 20 years give you a catalog of tricks and a few professional truths. You learn which cameras blur at certain hours, what brand of detergent removes blood without leaving trace for a domestic cleaning test, how long it takes for an unattended body to cool sufficiently to mislead a lay observation about time of death. These are small competencies, but they compound. Competence is how you build a life that does not require explanation. Precision was never about morality. It was about measurement. How far, how deep, how long before the world notices loss. In those years, I learned to minimize my mark. No tattoos, no souvenirs, no identifying cruelty. The press can narrate whatever monster they choose. They will never know the truth, because the truth is me without a face. Science did the rest. Databases do not gossip. They file, they cross-reference. They make noise only when the variables align in ways that please them. At some point, the alignment ceased to thrill me. It became predictable in the way a clock is predictable. When you wind the same escapement every day, even the tick gets tired. I started to notice the intervals between the high points. Less time for euphoria after a kill, faster return to baseline. That is dangerous for anyone who built their life on that high, so I kept records, not of victims, of myself. Reaction times, the length of lucidity after taking life, the time it required before the mind would seek the next rationalization. The experiment was supposed to be indefinite, a lifetime of discretion. Instead, it taught me about entropy within myself. Entropy, I have learned, wears a clean shirt. It clocks in, answers politely, and smiles at reception. By day, I am that shirt. I have colleagues who know my coffee preference, who thank me for holding an elevator door. I nod, I mirror, I exist. They will remember me as courteous, if at all. Duality is not performance. It is simple scheduling. A man must keep his environment separate to ensure both remain intact. In the daylight world, I am a model of compliance. I file reports that no one reads with the same precision I once used to clean blades. I hum softly while organizing data, the same tune every time, 4 bars repeating, so the mind can rest against the rhythm while the body performs maintenance. If anyone ever notices, they think it's a habit born from stress. They are half right. Habits are how one survives the monotony of being seen. There's a comfort in small things done correctly. The weight of a perfectly balanced screwdriver, the faint chemical sweetness of bleach at the right dilution, the sound of a mop rinsing clean, the gray water spiraling into its own disappearance. These are proofs of control, modest rehearsals for larger acts. I sometimes think the city itself depends on me. Every metropolis has its invisible custodians, men who sweep the moral dust so that daylight looks honest. Policemen, janitors, priests, killers, we are all part of the same sanitation network. The difference is that I do not pretend mine is redemptive. I only restore symmetry. I have identified 4 recurring types in the city's ecosystem. The oblivious, creatures of repetition, their deaths go unnoticed because their lives already were. The resistors, they force you to confront mechanics, to recall anatomy's stubborn loyalties. The performers, they weep for the imagined audience, narrating their demise with fragile bravado. And then the decoys, those who remind me of myself, cautious enough to sense the approach but too rational to trust their instincts. I choose sparingly among them. Overexposure to any one type dulls the senses. When I speak of selecting victims, understand that the act is not emotional. It is architectural. Each death fits within a larger schematic, the city's design improved by subtraction. Remove one beam, and you hear where the structure groans. The city teaches me about its weaknesses through the sound of collapse. My flat is modest and deliberately unmemorable. 2 rooms, 1 lamp that hums at 60 hertz, One window overlooking an alley that offers no stories. The kind of space a man could abandon overnight without neighbors remembering his name. I keep cleaning supplies alphabetized beneath the sink, not from compulsion but efficiency. Disorder is noise, and noise risks exposure. Some nights I listen to the police scanner, the city talking to itself in numbers. I've learned its dialect of fatigue, the slow vowels of a dispatcher after midnight, the clipped consonants of a new recruit still believing procedure matters. I hear my work pass through them as code. Signal 33, unknown disturbance. They will never know that the voice describing a scene is describing my handiwork. That intimacy is its own quiet thrill. Between assignments, I practice restraint the way an athlete maintains form in off-season. My hands require the rehearsal of stillness, holding utensils, folding towels, adjusting tie knots until symmetry returns to muscle memory. When I do not kill, I clean. When I cannot clean, I observe. These are not alternatives, they are parallel practices. There are days when I try to locate the origin of this discipline, to see if the line stretches backward to the boy counting breaths beside the wounded bird. It does, and it does not. Back then I wanted confirmation that life could end on command. Now I want confirmation that the command still obeys me. The line from curiosity to necessity is not a leap, it's a slope polished by time. I've watched the city evolve around me. Surveillance improved, patterns changed. Cameras now see what they never saw before, but not how they should. They are machines trained to recognize faces. They have no category for absence. My work is invisible because it is efficient. I am not a ghost. I am maintenance, routine, necessary, and beneath notice. Sometimes, while waiting for the next acceptable subject, I take detours through places I've already edited. A bench near a convenience store, the shadow of a bridge. I look for evidence of decay or repair. Most times the city heals itself quickly. People repaint, replace, resume. That resilience once impressed me. Now it feels like arrogance, how swiftly they cover what they do not wish to understand. The last lesson my craft has given me is that perfection is iterative. Every improvement demands the erasure of its proof. Maintenance, truly done, must vanish behind the illusion of normalcy. Perhaps that is why I have begun to fade myself. There are mornings when the mirror hesitates before giving me back my shape. The hum of my tune carries but does not return. The silence that used to applaud precision now listens with a tired ear. Entropy within me is not decay, it is equilibrium, the system equalizing itself after too many years of uninterrupted control. I have maintained the city so long, I have become part of its infrastructure, a mechanism that polishes itself until there is nothing left to polish.